is my first meeting of Autopilots Anonymous. Well, I guess it's time. I'm Steve, and I've been on autopilot. I'm so ashamed. I really hope you can help me. You see, last week, my wife and I had a bad argument. Well, we made up, and the next morning, she told me to seal the deal, let's meet at my favorite restaurant after work tonight. Well, so I went off to work. It was a tough, long day. I got real tired. I got in my car, and I went on autopilot. I drove home. She was so mad I wasn't at that restaurant. I am still in deep yogurt. She thinks I need professional help, and that's why I'm here tonight, to learn from you. It's not my fault. It's not my fault. My boss, Mr. Diablo, he made me work really, really hard. I was so tired, I couldn't think. I had to use that autopilot. There was no choice. I guess it runs in the family. My Uncle Bill, he was one of those pilots on the flight to Minneapolis last year. You know, the guys that went flying past Minneapolis because they didn't turn off their autopilot. See, it's not my fault. Now, I've read some of the literature and some stuff you guys put out, so I want to see if I understand some things, so again, I can try to get out of that yogurt. Now, I know there's 3 types of behavior. There's skill, rule, and knowledge. Skill behavior is when you learn something so well that it's safe to go on autopilot. Like when you're walking. You don't have to think about every step you take. Rule behavior is when you have sets of skills and you learn the rule to shift from one to another. And knowledge is when you come across a new situation, you realize it's new, you learn and study it in detail, and then you've really gone beyond your existing skills and existing rules. Now, I know when you practice a lot, you can take that new knowledge and turn it into rules and eventually new skills. And I know that sometimes autopilots are really good. Like when you're giving a speech, you don't want to think about avoiding that horrible word, You don't want to think about that every step of the way, otherwise you never give your speech. So that's got to be a skill, an autopilot skill. But when does an autopilot constitute abuse? I don't want to be an abusive autopilot. Well, yeah, you're right. One obvious case is when you've got a bad habit, that's a bad rule, and you've got to get rid of that. You've got to reprogram it. Now let me ask you about some of these other cases. My Aunt Sally, she's a spin doctor. I learned a lot from her. One of the things she's taught me is there's always a simple solution to a complex problem. She says I don't have to study, for example, all those energy options of oil and coal and natural gas and nuclear and tidal, geothermal and biodiesel and biofuels. I get tired just thinking about all of them. Why think about all of them and all their different combinations and how they can be put together? Just pick one. That's the magic solution, right? No. No? All right. I guess I'll have to go with this guy, Henry Louis Mencken, who said, for every complex problem, there is a solution that is simple, neat, and wrong. You didn't like that one. How about everyone's doing it? Can I keep that rule? No! You guys are mean! You know, when I was a teenager, I just followed the crowd, and now I just listen to the news that says things I already agree with. And I I just surround myself with people who think the same way I do. I just love that warm embrace of groupthink. Like a hound dog, it's fun to just follow the crowd and yap and so forth all together. Right? You don't buy that one, huh? No? Oh. I'll try another one. It's Mr. Diablo's favorite. We've always done it that way. Can I keep that one?
Probably.
No.
No!
No.
This is going to be so tough. Now I know why you say you never recover from being an autopilot. It's only a recovering autopilot that you can hope to be. Who's that guy, Albert Einstein? He really said that? He said all the significant problems we have can't be solved at the level of thinking that we had when we created them. Oh, God, this is tough. But I really don't want to be an autopilot. I want to recover from that, and I sure don't want to abuse it. So I guess it's time to say the Autopilots Anonymous pledge. We are not computers. We can reprogram ourselves. We are not herd animals. We can think and act for ourselves. We will beware spin doctors selling us simple solutions to complex problems. And we can turn off our autopilots and engage brain. I'm so glad I came here tonight. You guys have really taught me a lot. Maybe I can finally wash off all that deep yogurt and make my wife proud of me again.